Good evening and welcome to the Planning Commission meeting of February 26, 2026. My name is Vern Crow and I am the chairperson of the commission. The Planning Commission is a citizen body appointed by the City Council. The commission is empowered to make final decisions on certain matters, with those being appealable to the City Council. On other matters, the commission acts in an advisory role to the council, with the council making the final decision. You will have an opportunity to address the commission during the public hearing portion of the meeting. Your testimony is appreciated and encouraged. The commission acts from a written agenda. You will need to fill out a yellow speaker card and give it to the city staff if you wish to speak on an item. Copies of the agenda and the speaker cards are located on the table outside the main door. At this time, please be sure to silence your cell phones. There are 7 members appointed to the Planning Commission, and at this time, I will ask the commissioners to introduce themselves and state the district they are representing, starting from my far right.
John Crow, Mayoral District.
John Gears, Ocotillo District.
Tom Cole, Barrel District.
Helena Johnson Vasquez, Choya District.
And I am Vern Crow, and I represent Cactus. And let the minutes show that Commissioner Ariano is supposed to call in, but has not done so as yet, and Commissioner Hooper will be absent this meeting. The Planning Commission receives staff assistance and guidance from the Planning Division. Yes. Oh, welcome, welcome. The record can now show that Commissioner Ariano is online. Okay, the Planning Commission receives staff assistance and guidance from the Planning Division and the City Attorney's Office. Now on to the approval of the minutes. Gentlemen and ladies, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes of January 22nd, 2026 Planning Commission workshop and regular meeting?
Chair, I so move that we approve the minutes from the January 22nd, 2026 workshop and meeting.
Thank you, Commissioner Helen Vasquez.
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Crow. You beat
Yes.
me to the punch. Okay. All those in favor say aye.
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 Mr. Hoskins. Thank you. Mr. Ariano. Mr. Hoskins, are there any withdrawals or continuance this evening?
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, there are no withdrawals or continuances tonight.
Thank you, sir. Okay, the purpose of the public hearing is to provide interested parties an opportunity to present testimony for the commissioner's consideration. We will follow the same procedures for each item, and those are: I will call the applicant number, staff will present their report and answer questions from the commission. The applicant will be given an opportunity to make a presentation and answer any questions from the commission. Other persons who wish to testify will be asked to do so and answer questions from the commission. The applicant will have an opportunity for closing comments if needed. Staff will be asked for any final comments and the application and procedural guidance. I will then close the public hearing and ask for a motion prior to opening it up to further discussion from the commissioners. If you wish to speak on an item, you will need to state your name and address for the record. Please be brief and to the point and avoid repetition. I reserve the right to limit the length of your testimony to 3 minutes. All exhibits shown to the commissioners become part of the permanent record and must be submitted for the file. Large groups should designate a spokesperson. Applause and other disruptions that delay the hearing will not be tolerated. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening we have 2 public hearing items, and our first agenda item is CUP 25-14. Mr. Lerma will present the case.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. Before you is a request for a conditional use permit in order to allow a health and fitness center land use in the general commercial zoning district. The proposed use will be associated with a self-defense indoor training facility. The subject property is located on the northwest corner of 59th Avenue and Utopia Road. The site is located in the Choya Council District. Properties to the north are identified with a zoning classification of general commercial. To the west, single-family residence, planned residential development. To the south, multi-residential, and to the east, across 59th Avenue, is planned area development. The applicant is proposing to occupy a commercial suite within the Citadel Retail Center. The commercial retail center was established in 2006. The property is surrounded by residential uses to the north, the west, and the south, and to the east is the Midwestern University. The new self-defense indoor training facility will offer a variety of training programs associated with firearm safety instructions in the class setting and self-defense training. No live ammunition will be used or permitted in the facility. Only laser-based or CO2-powered simulated firearms will be used on site. The facility will be staffed with up to 9 individuals for any given time. Classes will be limited to 5 students per instructor, with a maximum of 3 classes running simultaneously. All public notification requirements were met. A virtual neighborhood meeting was held on December 10th, 2025. There were 4 attendees at said meeting. General concerns expressed were in relation to the noise this type of use might produce. Staff finds that there is sufficient infrastructure in place in accordance to the proposed land use. Based on the project narrative and the business operation plan, the proposed use will not be materially detrimental to the welfare of the surrounding residents, employees, the surrounding businesses, or the city in general. Proposed interior modifications include enhanced wall construction to mitigate noise production by the proposed activity. At approximately 4,700 square feet, the suite is adequate in size to accommodate the proposed use. Based on the anticipated number of employees and students per class, adequate parking is available on site. With this, staff recommends that the Planning Commission approve CUP 25-14 with the following stipulation. The proposal shall be in substantial conformance with the project narrative, site plan, date stamped January 22nd, 2026. Mr. Chair, members of the commission, that concludes my presentation. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Lerma. Commissioners, anything for Mr. Lerma? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, would the applicant or applicant's representative like to come forward, state your name for the record, and make any additions to the presentation? No? Okay, we're good. Okay, I do not have any speaker cards. Are there any members of the audience that would like to speak on this issue? Okay. The public hearing for case number CUP 25-14 is now closed. Do I hear a motion?
Chair,
Commissioner Crowe,
recommend approval of CUP 25-14, subject to the condition and staff report.
Second.
are there any further comments from the commissioners on CUP 25-14? I have a motion and a second to approve case number CUP 25-14 and subject to the stipulations outlined by staff. I will now conduct a roll call vote. Commissioner Crowe.
Aye.
Commissioner Gears.
Aye.
Vice Chair Cole.
Aye.
Commissioner Johnson Vasquez.
Aye.
Commissioner Ariano.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Case number CUP 25-14 has been recommended for approval, subject to the stipulations outlined by staff. Mr. Gruber, what are the next steps in the process?
Chair and Commission, your action with respect to case number CUP 25-14 is final, subject to a written appeal received within 15 days.
Thank you, Mr. Gruber. Mr. Ella will present case number GPA 25-01 and ZON 25-01.
Thank you, and good evening, Chair and Commissioners. I'll be presenting for Nikki's Next Step tonight. There are two requests before you. The first request is to change the general plan land use designation to high-density residential and to rezone to planned area development. The property is located east of the intersection of 67th Avenue and Paradise Lane, and north and south of this property have land use designations of medium-density residential, and they're also within single-family subdivisions. East and west are designated as medium high-density residential for 8 to 12 dwelling units per acre, and are within multi-residence zoning districts. The subject property is currently developed with one single-family residence, will be demolished prior to any development. To the east is currently a for-rent community, and to the west is a medical and social service facility. This conceptual site plan illustrates a potential end use for the multifamily development, specifically for adults with intellectual or developmental disabilities. This plan includes site elements unique to the intended population, such as a community garden and a community building for support staff. All public notification requirements were met. A neighborhood meeting was held on September 24th, 2025, at which there were 4 attendees, and all had general questions. Prior to scheduling this hearing, staff received 1 call regarding setbacks along the northern property line. Overall, staff finds this proposal consistent with the general plan's intent to provide a variety of housing types and encourage development of infill properties. This PAD provides for transitional uses in response to the built environment, and the standards are consistent with both the proposed uses and surrounding uses. To address the citizens' comments that I mentioned previously, the applicant added language to prevent encroachment into perimeter setbacks. Staff stipulation ensures that the development aligns with the narrative included in your packet. And with that, staff asks that Planning Commission move to recommend approval of GPA 2501 as written, and move to recommend approval of ZON 2501, subject to the following stipulation: that development shall be in conformance with Nikki's Next Step PAD narrative, stamped received December 22nd, 2025. And with that, that concludes my presentation, and I'm available for any questions at this time.
Thank you, Ms. Torella. Are there any questions from the commissioner? Thank you. Okay, would the applicant or applicant's representative like to come forward, state your name for the record, and add anything to the presentation?
Good evening, Chair Crow, Commissioners. For your records, my name is Mike Merowitz. I'm with the law firm of Snell and Wilmer at 1 East Washington Street in Phoenix, and I'm here on behalf of Nikki's Next Step and One Step Beyond. As a zoning and land use attorney, I've had the opportunity and privilege to work on a number of different zoning cases for multifamily developments. But this case is truly a unique one and a special one to be a part of, and that's because One Step Beyond is a nonprofit organization whose mission is designed to help individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. For many people, as we get older in life, it's a natural progression that we want more independence, and we're able to move out of our parents' place and live in our own. But unfortunately, for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, one of the challenges is there's a very severe undersupply of available housing for people with IDD that provides a safe and supportive living environment. And that's what this project is all about. It's a housing development that is focused for individuals with IDD so that they can take the next step in life in order to live in a safe and supportive environment that is independent. And it will be designed and operated in a way to provide those elements. It will provide a supportive environment and a safe environment with staff that is on site. And then also it's a community where people with IDD can live among their peers and make friends. And Sydney did a great job in the presentation, so I'm going to keep my comments pretty brief here. But as you'll see, I want to highlight some of the things that we've done. In addition to serving a housing need where there's a shortage today, the project's also been designed in a way so that it's respectful and compatible with the surrounding properties, which I'll highlight here in just a second. As Sydney mentioned, in terms of our surrounding land uses, directly to our west, we have the Foundation for Senior Living, which is an adult daycare center. And then to our east, we have existing apartments. And so this property sits in the middle between a commercial use and an apartment. And so from a land use standpoint, we think it's certainly compatible to have apartments here. To our north, we do have some single-family homes directly to the north of us, and then south is Paradise Lane, again followed by single-family lots. We have two applications, as Sydney mentioned. The first is our rezoning application, and the second is the companion general plan amendment. And this is the conceptual site and landscape plan. So very similar to what you had just seen in Sydney's presentation, but adding the landscaping that will be provided as part of the community. And I want to highlight, just to supplement what you had heard, a couple key elements of this site plan. First, all of the project's buildings are between 1 and 2 stories, but in order to make sure that we're respecting the privacy of those existing single-family homes that are to the north of us, all of the homes there that are in pink to the north there, those are restricted in the PAD to just 1 story in height at a maximum of 16 feet. Again, so you don't have a condition where, sometimes there's a concern of at 2 stories, you could look out windows and look into backyards. And so this is to prevent that condition. And then south of that, that's in when you have the homes that are 2 stories. We have, it's a gated community. So the main access is off of Paradise Lane there, and that will take you to the main vehicle access gate. And then when you get past the gate, then there's a driveway that veers over to the left, which is lined with surface parking spaces. The building in blue there is the community building with amenities for residents. And it was very important to one step beyond that this be a community that's designed with recreational activities that are on site. And so you can recreate and get exercise without having to leave the community. And the way that that's been done is you can see there's a very large central open space courtyard with lots of grass areas as well as amenities, including a putting green, a dog walk, and then other open space areas. And then also you can see kind of throughout the site are a variety of different, in white, some of them are blocked by trees because we want shade for these things. Those areas in white are walking paths. So those will be paved walking paths that kind of meander throughout the community so that people can residents can take long walks throughout the community and get exercise there as well. One last notable piece of information that I think is important to highlight is that this project will be condominiumized. So it'll be condo platted, so that way there's an opportunity for ownership as well. So the target community, of course, is for people with IDD, but we want the ability of an option to rent the units, but also to sell them as well. So there's also that opportunity, and the condominium plat allows for that as well. Last thing I'll highlight before going to the renderings here and concluding is landscaping and shade, of course, has been a very important element of this project. And so throughout the interior of the site, you can see a variety of different trees that are provided there to provide shade, but also to create a buffer between this development and those adjacent properties around this property. You can see that all along the edges of the property are a row of trees and hedges that will help provide a nice green screen and buffer between this development and the surrounding properties. The last thing I want to do is walk through some of the renderings here. The architect is here that can certainly help answer any questions about the architectural design. But what you're looking at here on this screen is the main entrance approaching that vehicle access gate. And then here is that community building that I referenced right when you get past the main entrance gate. And then we have a couple different renderings of the interior courtyard. So again, the idea is to create lots of open space in an area where people can recreate and enjoy being on the site. You can see the interior courtyard again here. Another shot of the courtyard here. And then lastly, I mentioned that we have those 1-story housing units to our north. That is what you're looking at here. So very much kind of designed with a low profile look, like you would see kind of more in a single family home where you could walk up to the front door from the outside. Those are the ones on the north there. And so with that, we respectfully request your recommendation of approval, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Any questions for Mr. Merowitz? Vice Chair Cole.
Thank you, Mr. Merowitz. Appreciate your presentation. I noticed the screening provision for view fencing up to 6 feet in height on the front aspect. I'm assuming that's the Paradise front.
Chair
Would be
Cole,
the southern, I would guess, the southern exposure. But I don't see a provision for any perimeter fencing. Is that not included in the project?
Chair Cole, there's existing perimeter walls that are there today, so that view fencing to the south, that needs to be constructed. That's not there yet, but there's already existing, I believe it's masonry block walls that are along the perimeter of the site that will remain there.
Thank you for your answer.
Chair,
Commissioner Crowe.
thank you. Are those condo units going to be deed restricted somehow for IDD?
Chair Crow and Commissioner Crow, no, unfortunately, so we don't believe that legally we have the ability to do that, to run afoul of Fair Housing Act. But one step beyond is of course a nonprofit that has lots of connections in with the IDD community, and so they certainly know a number of people that will be a target audience for this. But we don't believe we can legally create a deed restriction for people with IDD.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, I do not have any speaker cards for this item. Are there any members in the audience that would like to speak on this item? Okay, the public hearing for case number GPA 25-01 and ZON 25-01 is now closed. Do I hear a motion for 25-01 GPA?
Karen,
Commissioner Gears,
I move to recommend approval of GPA 25-01 as written.
Second.
Commissioners, any further comments on GPA 25-01? Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve case number GPA 25-01 as outlined by staff. I will now conduct a roll call vote. Commissioner Crowe?
Aye.
Commissioner Gears?
Aye.
Vice Chair Cole?
Aye.
Commissioner Johnson Vasquez?
Aye.
Commissioner Ariano?
I say aye.
Thank you, sir.
One in every group.
Chair votes aye. Okay, GPA 25-01 has been recommended for approval as written by staff. Mr. Gruber, what are the next steps in the process?
Chair and Commission, your recommendation of case number GPA 25-01 is not final. The recommendation will be forwarded to council for further consideration.
Thank you, Mr. Gruber. Commissioners, do I hear a motion on ZON 25-01?
Mr. Chair,
Vice Chair Cole.
I move to recommend approval of ZON 25-01, subject to the stipulation presented to us in the Planning Department packet.
Second.
Any further comments from the commissioners regarding ZON 25-01? Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve case number ZON 25-01, subject to the stipulations outlined by staff. I will now conduct roll call vote. Commissioner Crowe?
Aye.
Commissioner Gears?
Aye.
Vice Chair Cole?
Enthusiastically aye.
Commissioner Johnson Vasquez?
Aye.
Commissioner Ariano? Sergio? We must have lost him. Tawanda, did we lose him?
No, he's still there.
Did he vote?
We have a quorum.
Okay, chair votes aye. Did we show one non-voting, or Mr. Gruber?
Chair and Commission, it's your prerogative. You can wait for the commissioner to come back online, or you can proceed. You have the votes to pass the
Okay,
motion.
we'll
so.
proceed. He might have gotten called away. So, case number ZON 25-01 has been recommended for approval, subject to stipulations as outlined by staff. Mr. Gruber, what are the next steps?
Chair and Commission, your recommendation of ZON 25-01 is a recommendation that will be forwarded to City Council for further consideration.
Mr. Hoskins, are there any other business this evening?
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, there is no other business.
Any planning staff reports?
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, staff does not have any reports this evening.
Thank you, sir. Commissioners, anything you'd like to comment on? Gosh, this is an easy one. Is there anyone in the audience that wishes to speak on an item not on tonight's agenda? Okay, hearing none, the next regular meeting of the Planning Commission will be held on March 26th at 6 p.m. If there's no further business, I will now entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned.